Good morning and welcome to the Brunch on my TV. I'm Jacquee Speight.
And I'm Stanley Simpson. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Friday morning.
Absolutely, and we hope you've had a great week and are ready for a relaxing weekend because I am too. Stan, I have a bone to pick with you.
What?
Yesterday you posted a picture about your lunch, or no, actually your brunch that you picked up from Jubilee Hall across the way.
Those ladies are really winning when it comes to how they're putting that fish and that kai.
And we know you love your fish.
I love it. So it's $10.
But why did you send an invite?
Because it was...
You went and posted it on
want to just eat
Facebook
in
and
peace.
you forgot about the rest of us in this office, Frida and I, who sit upstairs here.
Because you know, when I'm eating a fish, Jacquee, I don't want anyone to be disturbing me. I might choke on my bone or something. So, you know, I don't want to invite anybody.
So now my next question.
Then I just put it on Facebook so people can go and get their own.
Okay, since you love fish so much, I've already asked you this about fruit. If your personality was a fish, it had fins. If your personality had fins, and someone told you to describe yourself as a fish, what type of fish would you be? Would you be like this calm? Actually, no. I don't
that'd
think
be an easy one for me.
I don't
Because,
think you'd be a calm reef
when I grew up, you know, everyone wants to be a shark.
What kind of shark?
You know, any kind of shark. I mean, we from the Kondrave, you know, we have to identify with sharks.
Sharks aside, please.
Yes.
The Suva Zone 2 was held earlier this week, and with some amazing talent on display at the HFC Bank Stadium. And Stanley over here, thank goodness.
Mari's brothers, favorites, took out the boys' division, while the Suva Grammar girls won the girls' division.
And currently underway at the National Stadium is the Suva Zone 1. Aisea Rua has been covering the event since yesterday and joins us live now. Good morning, Ice.
Yandra Jacquee, Stan. It's a day two here at the Suva Zone 1, and the atmosphere is just electrifying. And Suva Zone 1 is not only about big names and running, it's about breaking records. Yesterday, the highlights from yesterday were a few records broken. And here are the records that are broken. In the morning, Titilia Namu of Church College Fiji, she cleared the bar at 1.68 meters, equaling Chantel Lockington's record that was set in 2019. And not long after that, rather, Keleni Sebetomu of MTM delivered a superb performance after she scooped the goal in the senior girls long jump, jumping 5.31 meters. And not long after that, the crowd had their attention back to the high jump pit where second hard college golden boy Peter Mburese broke his record that he set last by clearing a bar of 2.0 meters. And the wonder boy from Church College Fiji, the Vanuatu one, Jone Zek, won the boys' blue ribbon. And MGM's very own Lydia Wangirapoa, she took out the girls' division. And today, right now, you can see behind me, the 4x1 relays are happening right now. And the crowd's already out here in numbers and here to support their school. So if you're not doing anything today, or maybe you're at work, come down on your lunch break, or maybe just come down and support your school that's taking part here today. Back to you, Stan.
Thank you, Aisea. You know, in our time, we never used to think much of the Zone 1, you know, because it wasn't really athletic schools. But now, with MGM, RSMS, RSMS has actually been winning, if people have been noticing, the last few years, the throws. They have a great throws coach.
Yes.
And they are breaking records. Those girls from RSMS, they're doing really great. And some of those performances from Church College, Nasinu, you know, Dudley, these athletes, they are there to challenge now. You know, it's no longer a Grandma Maris, RK,
no, it isn't.
QBS, Natambua scenario now. It's really broken down. And with the girls, I really see how I don't see anyone beating MGM.
No.
I think probably even the next 2 years.
I think, I agree with you on that.
May have something to say about that, but MGM, the firepower they have now with athletes.
Did you see their athletes running yesterday? Their athletes didn't even look like they were struggling.
No.
If you see the footage,
reps, some of them,
if you see the footage, these students, these athletes are running and their faces just so calm.
And that the gap
they
that
look like they're walking
is,
and then the camera pulls out and they're actually running. I take my hat off to all of them.
It's amazing. And it's going to be setting up for a really great Coke Games. Very competitive.
Very.
And I just really look forward to some. When you was talking about Pitambura's high jump record,
That was
we
lovely
did
to
get a
watch,
great
yes.
capture. I really wish we should have showed that to the public.
That's
Maybe we can
true.
show it later on. That how our My TV crew. If you want to see some of the great captures of the athletes, when they in some of the performances.
Yes.
Some of our My TV photographers and cameramen are doing a great job in capturing it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell me something. Did you head down to the zone when Grandma
No, I
was
didn't.
taking part? You
I
didn't?
was monitoring.
Oh, okay.
Watching the events that I could. Obviously, I'm
So since you're very involved in this, Stan, is there anything from the grammar camp that you were able to share with us with regards to the upcoming Cokes?
I think we're quietly confident of our chances. Because one thing with the Cokes,
Yeah.
you can win as much gold as you can in the zone. When it comes to the Cokes, it's a great equalizer.
Yes,
and all these other smaller schools come in and take the big,
That's
the so-called sure gold, and then things always end up tight towards the end of it. So as long as you got some athletes that can take, keep you in the, you'll be competitive.
True. But it's so good to see, the zone that's been going on, zone 1 and 2 this week. Wonderful to see the great sportsmanship that's been happening out there amongst all the young children. Also fantastic to see the parents coming out in full support.
Yeah.
The different OGs, OBs. Now I feel like I'm singing the grammar song, but let's
Yes.
move on. We've got the Fijian Drua playing
OG, you're a winner. That's us, yeah. Yeah.
There you go. So we've got the Fijian Drua, and they're playing at home again this week after a historic win at the Fora Govin Park in Ba against the Brumbies last week. And they face the Reds at Churchill Park tomorrow.
And to tell us more about preparations, we have our favorite impact player in the Drua team.
Yep.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Shane Hussein. You know that was all a lie, Shane. So
Good morning, Stanley.
Yeah.
We missed you when you were away.
Yeah, I was really worried, because I wasn't there last week, but I'm thankful that you all made it without me. So great work for you and the team. And it was a really great atmosphere and a great occasion. It was historic, and I could tell you felt that, Shane.
Yeah, for a number of reasons, Stanley. First time in first time we ever beat the Brumbies. A bit of a history there because we lost our second game to the Brumbies, and we had a lot of emotion on the field by the players afterwards in the change room. Sorry, not in the field. And it took us 6 attempts previously, and we couldn't knock them over. So last weekend in Ba was quite fulfilling, satisfying. We were very grateful. The boys did an amazing job, and I know you were cheering from Auckland. I think there was 12,000 people running around the stadium in Ba, and tens of thousands around Fiji also cheering and supporting their Drua.
So tails up, I guess. I mean, that was a phenomenal. The images was coming out of Ba. The rugby world, I believe, is taking notice of, and that's not just an indication of the impact of the Drua players, but also you guys, Shane, behind the scenes, and the Drua management and organizing team, in putting these events together. Because you just have to, I guess, set the table, and the Fijian public will turn up. Huh?
Well, it's not as easy as that. It's a hard slog every week, just to ensure that we get fans in the stands. The team really drives off the energy of the fans, Stanley, and I think the performance on the field was a good indication of just how loud and energetic and supportive that crowd was in Ba. You got more than 10,000 Fijians cheering you on. The result was only going to go one way, and that was a draw victory over the Brumbies for the very first time ever.
Love it, eh?
Exactly. Now you've got the game coming up this week. Well, tomorrow, actually, Saturday. How has preps been for that? Can you tell us a bit more?
Oh yeah, it's a big one. We got our red hot Reds team, and I'm not using those words lightly. They've won their last 2 games, as we have. Certainly not as hot as Jamie Toro, but they've won their last 2 games. We've won ours, and they're led by Harry Wilson, who Stanley knows as and Jacquee as a Wallabies captain. They've got a few Fijians of their own. They got the Lambasa boy Filippo Dangunu. They got Seru Uru. ex-QBS. And we always have fun battles with the Reds. We've have a 3-3 record against them. So we've both beaten each other 3 times. It's going to be a big test, and the boys will step up for it. Preparations have been going really, really good. Some of the new younger boys are really putting their hands up. Selection is extremely difficult. It's a very difficult thing right now to get in the match day 23 of the Drua.
Yes, Reds is going to be competitive, and I think they'll be quite used to the heat as well, because I mean Queensland, the weather, but I mean the weather is almost similar to Lautoka, but I think Lautoka is a totally different.
Lautoka is just different.
Different platform, eh? So how the boys?
It's a humidity. It's a humidity, and which is I mean they're used to the heat, probably not so much the humidity, but they do come in a day early. They do come in and try to get used to the conditions. They've been to Suva always. This is the first time, Stan and Jacquee, that we are taking them. So it's time for them to experience the fortress.
Yes, so we are sitting now on, if I recall correctly, 9th place, Shane?
We are ninth. Yes, we are ninth. We've got 8 points. We got a couple of teams there on 8 points, but the difference between 8 and 5th is like a couple of points only. So a big opportunity to jump up the ladder this week if we do well.
Yeah, so the win tomorrow will really, will really boost us. And,
are you going to watch?
No, because I'm in Suva organizing a few things, including the Suva Grammar Cover Barrel. Hey, if you're not going,
he's got a different sport, Jacquee. He's got a different sport.
I know, right?
So,
exactly.
Because I have to manage a few different
you
things.
You see how he's just pushing into your Drua interview with his Suva Grammar agenda?
And then I will come to the Grammar Cover Barrel fundraising, help the kids.
That has not escaped me.
But and then from there you'll also help them Drua.
Oh man!
But I'll be watching keenly tomorrow, and I'll be giving my analysis. My world class.
Yes,
commentary.
yes, we know.
But to the boys, Shane, please from here at Brunch team, My TV, we wish them all the best. Our team will be there to do the coverage.
We're so excited, absolutely excited.
And any final words to the people of Fiji before we let you go?
Mm-hmm.
Just thank you for your continued support, your prayers, your blessings. Big test again for us in Lautoka tomorrow. So if you're able to, please come on down. It might be Eid tomorrow for the Muslims in the country who've been fasting for Ramadan. It's a great way to come and enjoy your Eid day in the afternoon. You can eat all the samay in the morning and then come and celebrate with the Drua in the afternoon. We need as many fans in the grounds as possible, please, because our boys, as you saw last week, really feed off that energy and really feed off the vibe of the crowd. So we're looking forward to seeing a crowd in Lautoka cheering on their Swahili Fijian Drua. Just acknowledging Stanley, as you said, the My TV coverage team. They do a wonderful job. I know they'll have coverage from Lautoka throughout the day because it's actually 2 games in Lautoka. Guys, there's a curtain raiser where the Drua development plays the Lautoka Skipper Cup team, which is going to be a very good game. We've got in the entire back line of the Drua development is our Super Rugby main squad players, with the exception of Maleli on the wing. It's going to be a really high quality game, so you get 2 games for the price of 1. Come on down to Lautoka. Let's enjoy it. Let's hope next week on the brunch, Stanley actually puts brunch on the table and not just water.
Give me something to eat. So Toso and Drua Toso will be cheering.
Naka Shane.
Vinaka. And
thanks, guys.
that was Shane Hussein, former Fiji
rep, yeah.
Former Fiji rep.
Former Fiji rep, exactly.
We'll head to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by the Supervisor of Elections, Ms. Anna Mataiciwa.
Welcome back. You're watching The Brunch right now. I'm Jacquee Speight in studio with
Stanley Simpson.
And today we are very fortunate to have the Supervisor of Elections with us, Ms. Anna Mataiciwa, and she's going to be talking to us about the upcoming municipal elections. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to The Brunch.
Yes.
Been 21 years since the last elections. That's a
very long time.
2 decades.
Yeah.
Yes.
2005.
Yeah.
So many of us really don't know what's going to happen there. Yes. So you have to tell us. What's this all about? Can you maybe we can start by just telling people why is municipal elections important?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me, Jackie and Stanley. For municipal elections, like you rightfully said, it's after 21 years. And it's really important because the Fijians, they have a say now in terms of what's happening in their neighborhood. There's been a disconnect in terms of what has been happening previously, what's been happening now. And now they have a chance to be empowered to vote in their voice in the council for the municipality that they are
From
in.
just within the neighborhood.
Yes.
You know, that word really touched me. Have their say now.
Their say.
Because, you know, that's a big statement.
It
should be a normal statement, but it's kind of profound that
it is something
we have
we're
to
all
say that.
getting used
Used
to.
to
We have
have
to
your
keep
say.
reminding ourselves and reminding others to have your say, speak up, come
Exactly.
forward.
Yeah.
You know?
So, as I understand, they are organized, the municipalities, you're organized by wards and municipalities. So touch us about, so someone from Lami or me from Samambula, how would it work out for the two of us?
Okay, so in terms of the local government elections, there's 13 municipalities that we are looking at. These are your normal town and city councils. And within these municipalities are the wards. So for these elections, we are looking at 40 wards, and we are looking at 141 councillors for the entire local government elections. So when I'm talking about ward, this is basically, you have the municipality boundary, and the ward would be the different places within the municipality.
Right. So Suva, and then you have Monikau.
Yes.
What's the other one?
Like for you, Stanley, where do you currently reside?
Bureta in Samambula.
Bureta. So you'll be under the Tamavua ward.
Tamavua ward.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
For you, Jackie?
I'm in Lami Town. We're on Gawia Street.
Gawia Street.
Yes.
So that will be on the Lami Central ward.
There you go.
So,
Yes.
so you know, it's very important that people get to know this.
Yes.
And you know, this word local government.
Yes.
You know, before it was just people, government. Now
Yeah.
you have the
Now
local
you have
government
the
that
local
really handles.
government.
So these are the people that make decisions on things like what rubbish. You know, like what's the things that they
Okay.
make, town rates. What's
Yes, so at the moment when we look at our city councils, our town councils, they are responsible of the daily administrative activities within their municipality, their boundaries. And so we're looking at the collection of garbage, the maintenance of the park,
Right.
and the drainage.
Yes.
And these are daily activities that probably people on the ground have issues or may have issues to. And right now, when we look at our system, everything is linked to the general
Yeah.
elections.
Yes, it
A lot
So
of it's
there's a gap
A
there.
lot of it's
Yeah.
disconnected.
So from
Big
the national,
disconnection.
now we are looking at local. So we are zooming into the municipal boundaries. And not only that, we are doing the voting within the wards. So you two, for instance, will have that relationship with whoever
That's right.
you are intending
Yeah.
to choose to be your voice
That's
in the
right.
council. So when they go and sit there, they are sitting in and talking about issues that are within the wards that they represent.
That's right, and
Are
that's
you
why-
going to stand for Beretta?
Well, I'll see.
Now I want to
I've already
know.
got too much on my plate, you know. Another issue, you talk about garbage collection rates,
Yeah.
the services within the town
yes.
that's made available. Safety and security is a big
Yes.
Yes.
one. People is getting more organized.
Yes.
And this is why, I really hope that people don't, take it lightly.
Yeah.
That we've really got to work together. We've got the opportunity now
We
after
do.
21 years.
Yes.
People, we've got to really come on board.
Yeah.
And this is why we're having this show, so we can educate yourself how you can either stand,
Yes.
Yes.
because a lot of people are commenting on Facebook and social media, writing letters to the editor.
Yes.
This is the time that you do something
Yes, in
Yeah.
the right channel.
in the right
That's
channel.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, voter registration opens April 13th, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So when you say voter registration, a lot of people have, like Stan and I included, we've already registered for the previous general elections. We've got our voter ID cards. We have to re-register again?
Yes.
And could you explain why?
Okay, so right now there is some misconception that are out there. People assume that, okay, I'm registered in the National Register of Voters for the general election. No, why should I waste my time and go again? Why can't they just sync it to the register? But
that's exactly was my thinking.
Yes, that was my thinking as well. But then we are bounded by the law, so legally we are required to create a new register. We must understand we are having this election after 21 years, and so we need a new register for the local government elections. The second is that there's different requirements for local government eligible voters. For the local government eligible voters, apart from being registered in the National Register of Voters, you have to be residing in that ward within that municipality for at least 3 months.
Okay.
So you have the legal requirement. And thirdly, when, say for instance, for you two, when you gave your information to us, that was for the general elections. We are custodian of your data, but it does not give us the right to then get your data and say, okay, this is for another election, transfer it, because we haven't received your consent yet. So we need to create a special register for local government elections.
You know, Jacquee, my view,
Yes.
people just don't complain.
And
21 years,
I
we've
know.
always wanted this.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
what do they need to do to go and register?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13th of April, please, you need to come in to register for local government elections. What you need to do, bring yourself, because we'll need to physically register you. Now, if you've already registered for the National Register of Voters for the general elections, you bring your voter card. Because what we'll need to do is we'll need to cross-check. We already have that data, but we'll just have to cross-check to see, and then we'll need to collect that card and give you and issue you a new one.
That'll be both for then the general and the local. Yes.
So you won't have 2 voter cards. It will just be one voter card that will reflect your polling venue for the local government elections and polling venue for the general elections.
Okay.
So if they don't have that card, if they lost
If
that
they
card?
don't, just come. Don't let that be an excuse for you.
Yeah.
Please just come, because we still have your data with us. And, you know, make use of this opportunity. Don't look at the negative thing like, I'll be waiting there for how many minutes. You know, that is an investment of your time.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you'll be casting the vote for your voice to be heard in the council.
Yeah. So we all know that voting is voluntary, right?
Yes.
Even though they give you the day off, people have to go vote. Some people decide they don't want to vote. They instead want to use the day to go for a picnic with their family. Okay. So if they don't come to vote and they haven't registered as well, they still have the old voter card, right, from the last general election. Will they be able to take part in the next election with that
The
same
general election.
card?
So for the general elections, there is no expiry date to the voter card. You get registered only once.
Yes.
But you can continue to come in to update it.
Right.
But please participate in both.
Yes,
You know,
please do. Take part in both elections.
You know, we've been pushing for this for a long time.
We
it's very
have
important of democracy, of accountability,
Yes.
and also just governance.
Yes.
Just, you know, people know their neighborhoods better.
That's right.
Vote. And we'll go to the break soon, but when we come back, we'll talk about who is eligible to stand so that we can talk about people really putting their hands up to stand in election. Jacquee, stand in line. All right, so...
stay with us. We'll be back after this break.
With Supervisor of Elections after the break.
Today we are making a quick and delicious honey soy chicken, the perfect balance of sweet and savory. Start by heating a little oil in your pan. Then add garlic and saute until fragrant. Next, add your chicken pieces and cook until they turn golden brown and are nicely sealed. While that's cooking, mix together honey and soy sauce in a bowl. Once the chicken is ready, pour the sauce over and give it a good stir. Let it simmer for a few minutes until the sauce thickens and becomes beautifully sticky, coating every piece of chicken. And just like that, your honey soy chicken is ready to serve. Sweet, savory and high in protein. A simple meal the whole family will love.
Welcome back. You're watching The Brunch right here on my TV. I'm Jacquee Speight.
Yes, and with Stanley Simpson, we have the Supervisor of Elections, Ms. Anna Mataiciwa. Great discussion.
Very exciting, really.
I think a lot of promotion needs to go out. I also think, we need to emphasize the importance of local government, because maybe people are not. Actually, in 2005, I wasn't interested much in in municipal elections, but now I'm very interested.
Did you take part then?
No, we should just, it was. It was don't talk about that time.
That's why you're here.
We didn't appreciate.
To impress on him that he needs to go and vote.
I did not appreciate the privileges I had.
That is true, yes.
And the rights I had as the citizen then. I really, really do appreciate it now.
Yep.
This is why I'm telling everyone, get involved.
Exactly.
Because these things, don't take it for granted.
No, don't take it for granted, because keep in mind, Fiji, when you go and vote for someone in your neighborhood, it could be your next door neighbor, this could be your favorite shopkeeper, someone who you believe in, who holds the values of the community,
and who deeply cares about the community.
That's just it.
But Anna, they can't stand anyhow. They have to join a party, right?
There's two ways you can join. Either you join through a party, or you can become an independent candidate. So, say for instance, if your values or your ethics do not align to any existing political parties, then you can go through nomination as an independent candidate. Now, if you feel that you want to become an independent candidate, say for instance, Stanley, if you want to become an independent candidate,
I like to be independent.
Just get support of 8 people from your neighborhood.
Oh, don't tell
within
him
the ward.
that. Please.
$200.
Yeah.
And then submit your nomination.
Okay, that's good. So that's not as challenging, say, as the general election.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
So
I think
you need
I
8
think there'll be
people to
quite a
be
bit
an
of independence.
independent. To be independent, you
That's
need
just my
8 people
assessment.
from your neighborhood and $200
Yes.
to register.
But Jacquee, I think there's also an opportunity for the political parties to organize strongly for the general elections and their infrastructure, the political infrastructure. So I think it's in their interest. I mean, the way I look at this is really about strengthening democracy.
Yes, it
right,
is.
Anna?
Yes. Yes. Democracy have been emphasized a lot in general election, but now we're taking it to the local level and just empowering our voters to come in.
So these are democratic structures that should have been there. That was kind of weakened, for a while. Now that's strengthened. Now, but to be, I would say, to be effective, it needs participation.
Yes, it needs participation, not only participation, because there's 2 phases. One, you have to participate for registration, because it's voluntary, and the other one is for you to participate to actually cast your ballot.
Cast your ballot,
And so that is really important.
So, it's been more than 20 years.
Yes.
So this is for the municipal elections, it'll be the block voting system, right?
It is.
Okay. Are you able to explain to our viewers how that differentiates from the
Not
national...
block voting.
Not a block here, but block voting system.
Yes. So the block voting system, so that Fijians understand, if we take your example, Stanley, if we look at Tamavo ward, there is 11 councillors that is needed from there. Right. And so when you do go in to cast your ballot for the Tamavo ward, you'll be able to place 11 ticks.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how the block vote method comes in. It depends on the number of councillors for that ward. So for instance, for you, Jacquee, Lami Central Ward, you'll have to cast in 3 ticks.
Okay.
3 ticks,
Yes.
So there may be 20 or 30 names there.
Yes.
But you choose 3.
You'll go through.
Yes, you'll choose 3.
I'll choose 3.
Lami, and you'll choose
so
11.
choose 11.
Now, it's going to be just in a list, or is it by parties or affiliation?
Okay, when we look at the ballot paper, we are so used to the general election numbers.
Yes.
But for the local government, we are including the photo of the candidate, the name of the candidate, the symbol. So if they're from a political party, the party symbol, or independent if they have any symbol. and an indication of whether they are from a party or from an independent candidate. Yeah. So there's no numbers.
Right.
That's exciting. Eh?
So we come through all that process. Now we come to counting. So it's first past the post.
Yes. So
Does
there's
that
a lot
mean-
of technical jargons for
Right.
elections, but to simplify that, it's basically the one that receives the most ticks.
So from the 11, the top 11.
Yes.
Top 11.
Top 3.
So this is
Exactly.
nothing like the general elections where you have to meet the 5%
5%
threshold.
There's no
Right.
threshold for
Yeah.
local government.
So
Winner
very
takes
simple.
all.
You get your neighbors together. One,
Yes.
you get enough numbers, and you'll be able to know how many before it happens. How many are in a ward or in
The candidates,
Candidates,
yes,
yeah.
they're just similar to their general elections.
No, I
We'll
mean,
draw
I
up
mean the population,
candidate,
the vote numbers.
Yes, we'll be able to release their voter number when we complete our registration.
Okay,
Yes, so registration is from 13th of April until the writ is issued.
okay. And you've September.
September, yes, it's confirmed.
Which date? You
What
got a
date?
date yet?
Are
If
we
I
Or
tell
looking
you a
at?
date, I'll be lying to you, Stanley.
Okay.
Any of the
But
Saturdays,
a
September.
Saturday in September
Saturday
is
in
when it's going to
September.
be.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's and people no restrictions on campaigning, or how do people go around? I know I recall correctly. There used to be posters put around in
Yes.
lampposts and all through the shops around.
Yeah.
I mean, 21 years ago. But how do people campaign? Are there restrictions? How do they go about
Okay,
it?
in terms of campaigning, for the local government elections, campaign will be from the date the writ is issued until the close of poll. So there's no 48 hours blackout
Okay.
as compared to the general
You can
election.
campaign right till the afternoon where they go
Yes,
vote.
and instead of the 200 meters radius, there's a 100 meters radius within the polling station, so within the classroom and within the school. Restriction is there. Other than that, you can do as you please, but just be responsible.
Just be responsible. No need to fight. It's
Yes.
a community. But it's I think it's an opportunity for people to show themselves,
Yes.
and that we can then see. Okay, someone here is
Yes.
worthy of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like this process, this democracy that we're coming back to. Thankful to the government
Yeah.
for bringing this back.
Very much.
It took a while. It was one of the commitments that they
Yes.
had made.
But
Why
we're
did it take so
finally
long
here.
to get done, Anna?
I wouldn't know the answer to that, but I would love to know the answer to that.
Okay.
But let's just
But it's happening.
focus.
It's
Yes,
happening.
let's
It's
just
happening.
focus
And
on the
that's what matters.
September.
I'm grateful
Yes.
it's happening, Jacquee. I'm grateful. But so the only thing, I will have to make the time, just register
Please go and,
and
register.
then
Yes.
participate.
Registration opens April 13th.
April 13th.
Yeah, mark your calendars. This is the weekend after the long weekend. Go and get it done.
There's going to be politics at its best, up
Yes.
close and personal.
And plus, in all of this, you get a brand new ID card. If you don't have an ID card, you're going to get a brand new
Yes.
ID
Yes.
card. That makes you eligible for the general
Set yourself
elections
up
and the
for the
local
future.
elections. Exactly. It's
Yes,
a
yeah.
win-win situation for everyone.
Miss Mataiciwa, final comments or any other thing you wish to share?
Yes.
Basically, just to encourage our Fijians that are listening in, that are within the municipal boundaries, make use of this opportunity. We'll have this after 21 years. Most of the time, you're looking at the negative side of things. I'll be waiting in line. I have to get these documents in. But investment of your time to have a voice in the council is something that you can look forward to. So please, we are doing all we can. We are engaging with our stakeholders to help us in it. But at the end of the day, it's you voters that are listening there to make use of the opportunity. Come in to register, not only register, but also come in to cast your ballot and have your say for your future.
Have your say.
Have your say.
I like
We're
it.
right back at it.
Thank you
you so much for being with
joining
us
us.
this
Yeah.
morning. We definitely have to get you back on the show again as we get closer to when the registrations open. But Vinaka vakalevu.
Thank you for having me.
Vinaka.
you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this segment. But before we go to the short break, we're going to join Alphonsus, who's over at Extra Supermarket, to give us an update.
Mula and welcome to Extra Supermarket, bringing you the best in quality, variety and value for your money every time you shop. Let's go. Now first up, you gotta snack smart with JC's Australian range. From peanuts to dates, currants, natural almonds and quality nut mix. There's something for everyone with JC's Australian mix. Now this is perfect for snacking or adding that extra crunch to your meals. Now next up, you have to upgrade your kitchen with Mackenzie's amazing flour range. Choose from a variety of options including almond flour, chickpea flour, tapioca flour, buckwheat flour, coconut flour and oat flour. Perfect for different recipes and dietary needs. Now whether you're baking at home or you're trying out some gluten-free options or trying something new, Mackenzie's got you covered. And finally, bring comfort to your home with the Extra Care towel range. Available in a variety of colors like bottle green, charcoal grey, dark grey, maroon navy and white. You can choose from face towels or hand towels in 40 by 70 centimeter size, perfect for everyday use. Soft, reliable and a perfect addition to any home. From healthy snacks, baking essentials and home comfort, everything you need is right here at Extra.
Welcome back. You're watching The Brunch on MyTV. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. There's a great discussion.
That was a fantastic discussion.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to end, but time is just not our friend.
No.
We hope that, you know, a lot of you have learned something and are inspired,
Yes.
maybe to stand as well in the local elections.
No, I think this is really where people, you know, need to step up and take, you know, take responsibility of some of the complaints that haven't been heard or haven't been handled for a long time or haven't been responded to.
This is your time to be the knight in shining armor for your community
and neighborhood. Yes.
Well, Stanley, Johnny and the team are at the Nadi market today. Very exciting. And he joins us live now. Good morning, Johnny. Having some technical difficulties. Johnny, are you there?
Okay, we'll get back to John. He froze. He must have been eating something and then we crossed to him.
He must be.
But I think Aisea is at the Zone 1 competition.
That's right. We spoke to him earlier, so we're going to cross to him right now. Ice, how are you? How are things so far this morning?
So far as everything's okay and fine. The sun is, it's hot, or how the Gen Zs love to say, the sun is sunny. And right now the intermediate boys and the senior boys are having the throw at the discus. And in the tracks, they're having the 800-meter finals going on. And then after that, they'll have the 200-meter finals. Later on, then the 4x1. Then to close things off, they'll have the 4x400-meter finals. And a few athletes that you might want to keep an eye on today. Later in the finals, Sarah Nasilivata, she'll be running in the intermediate girls 200-meter finals. You have Loata Lewajina, who will be very shortly after this in the discus senior girls final. We've got Keleni Sementelu, who will be trying to break her own record in the triple jump in the senior grade. We've got the two favorites coming out from the 100-meter win yesterday. They'll also be running in the 200-meter senior finals. That's Jean-Luc and Lydia Wangai Rapua. And with the competition that's happening right now, the performances based so far, the Coca-Cola Games this year rather, will be a very good one to watch.
Sure of that. And Ice, you know, Jackie and I were talking earlier about just the dominance of the MGM sprinters. Some of whom are Fiji reps, and they're running some exceptional times. Eh? I mean, you can just see it.
Pardon, Stem?
Sorry, the MGM sprinters. You may have lost us there. Just you know how just amazing that their running style and their performances are.
The running style, they're very good. Like they're too good, And I'll say it's gonna be a good competition with the Gram athletes this year.
From your running style,
I was about to ask, I said,
Yeah.
did you ever take part in school zones when you were in school?
Yeah, record holder.
What event, what was your,
The short
what
jump.
did you specialize in? You know, there's long jump. Stanley's saying you took part in short jump. So, you know, what did you specialize in when you were in school?
Long jump, high jump, 100 meters, 200 meters, 100.
People
So
that lie.
I'm so grateful that
You don't
you're
believe
now with us
me,
here at
but
My
we come
TV.
to
You bring a lot of expertise when you go to these events. It's just wonderful to hear you speaking. Thanks so much, Ice.
Yeah, fact check, not true.
Thank you, Jack.
Nothing that he said there. Not true at all. But so is Johnny joining us with some from the Nadi market?
Have we got Johnny back on air? Johnny, you're finally with us. Good morning and welcome to the show. How's everything in Nadi?
Vola Ricky, Stanley and Jacquee. I'm here at the Jet Set Town, Nadi. We left Suva this morning at 4 a.m. We arrived into Nadi. It's so hot here. And we are here in the amazing Nadi market. And it's my first time here visiting Nadi market. Well, this place is huge. To the left hand side, we've got different types of fruits, vegetables. The entrance towards that side is full of dalo and kai. And around the market inside, we've got some grog and other stuff as well. And you can see in front of me, there's a lot of ginger as well in the market. And I've got a friend here, Mohammed. Good morning, Mohammed. How long have you been here in the market, and what's different about this market?
I've been in this market for 25 years. And Nadi is a jet set town, tourist town, as well as the market too. We can see the tourists coming to the market in the big numbers every day.
Oh, so thank you, Mohammed. So whether you're here for the experience or for the flavor or just here for visit, Nandi Market is the place you have to come and visit when you are in Nandi. Back to you in studio.
Johnny, can you hear us? How's the colors? I really love the colors of the different fruits and the food in the background. Right? Really great variety.
Bit of a delay.
Oh, yes, yes. The varieties of colors. We, like I said, when we came this morning, we were surprised with colors of fresh produce, Stanley. There's a lot right here. And if we pan the camera around, I know there's a lot of backlight, but this market is buzzing with people and vendors here at the Nadi market.
That is great.
Always excited for the
Always
market
excited
vendors.
and
Going into the weekend and on because it's the build up Friday into Saturday. Thanks so much,
and
Johnny.
thanks, Johnny. The team left for this morning to do a shoot.
Yeah.
And then also coming for the brunch. Plenty multitasking
I
people
can't wait
here.
to see where Johnny's going to end up next. I mean, now that we've covered all the way Langere, he's gone now Sori, and now he's in Nadi.
Nadi.
Where to
Singatoka
next?
maybe. On
He's
the way
gunning
back.
for Savu Savu.
Yeah, well, I'll do that one. So Savu, I'll be the one. We'll take a look now at our shot of the day. What's this?
Our shot of the day, and our beautiful shot was sent in by Tiana Rombanakandavu, taken on the famous Wailolo Beach in Nadi. Now, there's a view I'd love to be looking out to this weekend. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, I know that beach well.
And Nadi, the west serves up the most beautiful, beautiful sunsets. And I'm sure Stanley has many great memories at Wailolo Beach.
Yeah, doing just swimming and, you know,
Or maybe memories that have been
making
lost.
sandcastles.
Sandcastles even. Now, if you have a picture or a video you'd like featured on the show, please send it to us on the MyTV Facebook page or email brunch@mytvfiji.com. Now to our poll question.
Yes, so last week we asked, is the coalition government doing enough to combat the explosive surge in illicit drugs and related HIV epidemic? And this is how the public has responded.
Yes, 7% said yes. A loud 69% said no. Progress but not enough. 20% agreed to this, and 4% are undecided.
Yes, you know, if you talk to the government, they will tell you they're doing things, but the public perception out there.
No.
sometimes the public mood is just, we need more done.
That's just it.
And I think the government is trying to move, this talk of, we discussed on Tuesday about the military.
The hybrid model, yes.
Hybrid model and a few things to try and fight this. I think this has been going on for a long time.
It has been.
This government has been given a short period of time to try and fix it.
Yep.
People they just want it fixed.
They just want it fixed, that's it.
I think there needs to be some understanding that some of these things may take time to resolve, but like I'm saying, people just can't wait for us to win this war fast enough.
They want it fixed, but at the same time, they also want to see that work is being done.
Yes.
That there is progress, even if it's not going to be fixed overnight, that progress is happening.
Yes.
You're moving towards that.
So government's got its work cut out to...
As they always do, yes.
To change the public perception and build the public trust when it comes to drugs.
Yes, that is right.
In terms of that. So in this week, we are asking, the new poll question online is...
Do you believe a 6 to 8 month time frame is enough time to properly review and amend the 2013 Constitution?
Man,
now,
who's putting our poll questions
I
together?
know, who's putting our poll questions together? I wonder.
Stuff,
very, very heavy stuff. So, let us know what you think by answering the question on the MyTV Facebook page. That's going to be going up. And we'll talk about it again next week. We'll reveal the results in our Friday episode.
And that's our show for today. From the Brunch team, Jacquee and I and the team and transmission, we wish you all the best and have a great weekend.
Please stay safe, especially on our roads. Vinaka vakalevu, have a blessed weekend.